Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa and I upload new videos every week. So if you're new here, subscribe down below and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. So earlier this week on my Instagram story, I asked you guys to ask me questions so that I can record a Q&A for you guys. I got a lot of responses, so thank you for that. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I will put my username here on the screen, probably somewhere around here, so that you guys can follow me on Instagram. I do a lot of stories where I ask you guys questions so that I can record videos that you guys want to watch. So follow me on Instagram if you don't. Like I said, I got a lot of questions from you guys, so thank you for that. Thank you for all the responses. I'm going to try to go through as many as possible, but I don't want this video to be super long, so I'm probably not going to go through every single one. But just to start off, I just want to update you guys on my pregnancy. So a lot of you guys asked about my pregnancy, so I'll just update you guys on my pregnancy and then I'll go into the questions. So today I am 35 weeks pregnant and I'm just like shook that I'm 35 weeks pregnant. Like it's been so crazy. It's going by so fast. I did have an OB appointment this week and I actually got to go to the appointment. So the way that my doctor is doing it is he's doing like every other appointment is a phone or over the phone appointment, just so I don't have to go into the office. Just like with COVID, they're trying to keep, you know, like keep me at home. But now that I am 35 weeks pregnant, I am going to be going to every single one of my my OB appointments because I'm so close to giving birth. So I had an appointment this week. It went really well. The baby is measuring just fine and everything with me is good. I'm having like no complications at all. The doctor did ask me if I've been having contractions and I was like, no, not yet, and I'm not trying to have any yet. Like, I don't want to have this baby till August. My due date is August 15th. But he did mention that I could potentially go into labor anytime now because I'm that far along, which honestly was pretty like scary to hear, just because I feel like I'm just not ready. Like I felt like I'm just like, I don't know, I'm still working, so it's like I'm like no, I'm trying to have my baby like as close to my due date as possible, just because yeah, I just want to have this time. Yeah, like I said, I'm still working, so I'm actually gonna not take my maternity leave until August 7th if I make it that far, which I think I will. Like, I feel fine. My worst symptom is heartburn, and Tums have been like just a big help. I try not to take them throughout the day. Like, I try to just like take it throughout the day, like take the heartburn and just deal with it, but at night is when I'll take them, because if I don't take them at night, I cannot sleep. Like, it just, the heartburn is so bad. That's another thing that has changed this week. And just this week, thank God, I've not been able to sleep too well. Like, I'll fall asleep late and then I wake up in the middle of the night and I will be awake for a couple hours and then I fall asleep again, and it just sucks. It's not that I'm not comfortable physically. Like, I'm comfortable. It's just, I don't know what it is, but I guess my body is preparing to be up, you know, every couple hours. Like, when the baby comes, obviously I'm gonna be up every couple hours. So but yeah, that just started this week. I did notice on the days that I do a little bit more, I work out and I'm maybe like on my feet more, that I do sleep better. So I'm trying to do that a little bit more as much as possible. I do get tired right away, but like throughout the day if I'm doing something, but I do notice that I sleep better at night if I am like pretty active throughout the day. So yeah, that's my update on my pregnancy. Everything's been great. I'm really fortunate. I'm really happy, thanking God that everything has gone really great throughout this whole pregnancy, and yeah, just hopefully it continues to be that way. So now that I updated you guys on my pregnancy, I'm just gonna go ahead and go into the questions that I got from my Instagram. One of the questions was, this kind of has to do with my pregnancy, but what do you think will be the hardest adjustment after having your son? So this seems kind of obvious, but sleeping. Just because before this week, I was the type of person who got 8 hours of sleep every night. Like, I just made sure I would get like 7 to 8 or more hours of sleep every night. Like, I like my sleep. And I've always been like a pretty good sleeper. Like, I don't really have a lot of trouble sleeping. So I know that for sure is going to change when I have my son. Had I been working like at work, I think that would have been the biggest adjustment, like being home. But I've been home since March. I've been working from home since March, so I feel like that I'm already like used to being at home. But if I hadn't been working from home, then that probably would have been the biggest adjustment. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited for him to come because I spend most of my days by myself, like in my house, like by myself, because my husband works so much. Thankfully he has weekends off, so on the weekends we're together, but during the week he works like 10 to 12 hours throughout the day. So I'm home by myself. I'm like working from home by myself, and I'm just excited to like have somebody here with me, which obviously will be the baby. And I'm gonna be very occupied with that, so I'm looking forward to that a lot. Okay, so the next question was, how did you meet your husband? So I actually met my husband through like mutual friends, and my sister went to school with my husband. And when we met, we were friends for a few years before we started dating, and I'm like super thankful for that. I feel like we built like a really good friendship before we started dating, and we still have that. Like he's still my best friend, so yeah, I'm just like really happy about that. Okay, so the next question is, have any of your students tried giving you name suggestions for your baby boy? Yeah, so when we were in school, like, you know, actually at school, my students, after, I think I told my students, they probably only knew for like about a month before we went to distance learning. So I believe I told them in February that I was pregnant, or that I am pregnant, and you know, we only went to school till like the second week of March. But yeah, they were super excited for me. Did they know? Oh, I didn't know if I was having a boy or a girl at that point, so they were giving me suggestions for girls and for boys, and of course all the boys in my class were like, if you have a boy, name him after me. And I will say though, my son's name, I don't know anybody with this name. I take that back. I know one person. I don't know him personally, but I've heard that name once before. Not to say that I don't think it's not that common. I'm sure there is a lot of people out there with this name, but I just don't know anybody personally with this name. So none of my students have this name, and yeah, they tried to help and they did, you know, they gave us a lot of suggestions and stuff, but we didn't take any of those, but maybe for the next. Okay, the next question is, do you like working at a year-round school, or would you ever want to work at a traditional school, like with just, you know, like summers off? So yeah, okay, I do like working at the school I work at, not necessarily year-round. So I wasn't like, oh, I really want to work at a year-round school. I just love the school that I work for, and it happens to be year-round. So I do work for a charter high school. It's year-round. We do get a break in the summer. For teachers, it's about 2 weeks only, but there are a lot of incentives that come along with working through the summer, which benefit us teachers a lot. So, excuse me, I have heartburn. Yeah, I enjoy it, but I will say that before working at a year-round school, I already worked in, you know, like the public school system. So I did have summers off, and I always worked a summer job, which was working for City of Azusa Parks and Recreation. I always worked at the aquatics facility in the summer. You know, when I was younger, I was a lifeguard, and then I taught swimming lessons, and eventually I became a manager there. And this is my first summer not doing that, which they're, you know, they're not open due to COVID, so it would have been it's a different summer either way. But I miss it, like 100%. I miss it. Like it's really cool having your, you know, like your school year job and then taking a break from it and going to something different. I loved it. Like it was really good. So I can see myself eventually going to a traditional public school and then having my summers off, because I will, you know, I have a son, or maybe doing like a part-time something throughout the summer. Probably just take my summers off to, you know, do different activities with my son. Obviously I'm going to put him in swimming lessons. Both my husband and I taught swimming lessons in the past, so he's definitely going to do that. But yeah, as of right now, I really like where I work, and I don't mind that it's year-round. Like I feel very fortunate that I do get to work year-round. So like even right now I'm still working from home. So yeah, I can see myself working in a public school, like a traditional school setting, but I do love where I work right now as well. So I don't know, we'll see what comes along, what opportunities come along, but I am very happy where I'm at right now. Okay, so next question is, I really liked this question because this question was from somebody that I've coached in the past, and I just love this question. So it's a piece of advice you would tell your younger self. So I probably thought about this question the most. I was like, oh my god, like the other questions I had my answers right away, and this one I was like, wow, there's just so many different categories I would have given myself advice. Not to say that I have several regrets. I don't have a lot of regrets. A few, obviously. I feel like everybody is gonna have regret something. But what I concluded, what I really would give my future self advice, I would say to travel more. Because you know, I worked since I was 15 years old, so not to say like, oh, I always had money, but I had an income since 15 years old, even if it was, you know, like a couple hundred a week. But when you're younger, you know, like when you're even 18, 19, 20, you don't have the bills that you have, you know, like when you're pushing 30. So your income is, you can save a lot of it, or you can use it to, you know, have experiences. And I wish I would have traveled more. Not to say that I'm not going to travel anymore because I have bills or other responsibilities. I do plan on traveling even after I have my son. I want him, you know, my husband and I want to travel and take him with us, and that's something we both enjoy doing. But when you are younger, and if you have the means to do it, just do it. Just travel, experience other places. It's amazing. Like I did have opportunities to travel, and I took those opportunities when I was younger, and those were probably like the best times of my life. I love traveling. So just experience other things, and you know, money comes and goes. I know sometimes you're like, oh, you know, that's expensive and I only make this much, and it's like, if you're able to do it, just do it. And then, you know, do your research, because there's a lot of ways to travel on a budget, and those are just experiences that you'll never forget. So that's what I would tell my younger self, is to just travel more and use your money wisely, because I feel like I could have done better with my money, but yeah, I'm happy that I got to travel here and there, and I just wish I would have done it more. So yeah, those are some of the questions that I got, and some of the questions are a little bit out there, but that's okay. And yeah, so I just wanted to let you guys know that I want to film or record more videos on teaching. I know that I haven't done a lot on teaching, but I will say that it's been really difficult to talk about that stuff right now, just because it's so different. Like you know, working from home, teaching from home, and not knowing what the future is gonna look like has been really frustrating. I will say that I feel like I'm in a little bit of a more fortunate spot where I knew that fall semester I wasn't going to be teaching because I'll be on maternity leave, so it doesn't affect me as much as it's gonna affect other teachers, you know, because I know that for fall I was gonna be home already. But if that wasn't the case, I'd probably be, you know, like really worried about fall and seeing, just not knowing what school is going to look like. And I know, like, from my mom is a teacher, she still doesn't know, like, are we going back in August? Are we, you know, starting with distance learning? Are we doing like a hybrid? And teachers are kept out of the loop, you know, until we're told, like, hey, you know, starting next week, this is it. And it's really frustrating because, you know, we prepare so much and it's hard to not think of what you're going to be doing, not prepare when you have no idea what it's going to look like. So it's a little bit frustrating, but I will say that if I do, I will record more videos on teaching. If you guys have any requests, any suggestions on a video you guys want me to make, please let me know down in the comments. Even if it has nothing to do with teaching, whatever you guys want to see, I'm willing to give it a shot. So just leave a comment down below. And like I said earlier, I try to record and upload a video every single week for you guys. I really appreciate all your support. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. And yeah, I hope you guys are staying safe and staying positive, and I will see you guys in the next video.